A newly disclosed flaw called React2Shell has become an immediate target for multiple China-linked threat actors, who began exploiting it within hours of the vulnerability becoming public. This video is sponsored by Stonefly. More on that at the end of the video. The flaw, tracked as CVE 2025-55182, affects React server components and the flight protocol. It requires no authentication and enables attackers to remotely execute JavaScript code on a server. Because React and Next.js are so widely deployed, the exposure is massive, with researchers estimating that nearly 40% of observable cloud environments may be vulnerable. Security updates have been issued, but the vulnerability is trivial to exploit in default configurations. Proof of concept exploits are already circulating online, and although some fake scripts were initially shared, confirmed working exploits have been published. This has rapidly escalated the threat landscape, giving low-effort attackers the ability to compromise servers with little technical barrier. According to a threat intelligence alert from Amazon Web Services, China Nexus groups such as Lamia and Jackpot Panda began active exploitation almost immediately after disclosure. Lamia traditionally exploits web application vulnerabilities and targets organizations across finance, logistics, retail, technology, academia, and government sectors, particularly in Latin America, Southeast Asia, and the Middle East. Jackpot Panda typically focuses on intelligence gathering in East and Southeast Asia, especially around corruption and domestic security operations. AWS honeypots also picked up activity coming from China-based infrastructure that could not be linked to known threat clusters, suggesting that multiple independent actors are now experimenting with the exploit. Many are using shared anonymization networks, making attribution even harder. Observed attacks include repeated probing with different payloads, attempts to run Linux commands such as wwami and id, writing test files, and attempts to read sensitive directories. The activity shows that actors are not simply automating attacks. They are actively debugging and tuning their exploits against live servers in real time to increase their success rate. Security researchers have released scanners to help organizations determine whether they are exposed, but the window between disclosure and widespread exploitation has already closed. Any organization running vulnerable versions of React or Next.js needs to patch immediately, disable affected components if possible, and review logs for unusual file writes, admin-level JavaScript execution, or unexpected outbound connections. With exploitation already widespread, unpatched systems should be treated as potentially compromised. And now a word from our sponsor. Get a 70 terabytes air-gapped and immutable Veeam, Rubrik, Commvault, site recovery, backup, and disaster recovery appliance for $7,995. Contact sales at stonefly.com for details. Subscribe for more cybersecurity news. Thank you for watching.